Hey Aquarius, this is wishkotheferret. Thanks for hopping into the ferret den. We're keeping things warm, we're keeping things cozy, and today we have a reading for March 13th to the 19th. Before we get started, Aquarius, I do just want to say that I am launching a Patreon probably late March, early April. But if you like my stuff, you like my content, if you think I'm cool and you think I'm sweet, go ahead and like and subscribe. That way you don't miss content from me. I post weekly. Sometimes I post pick-a-cards, and I also be posting updates for the Patreon. So with that being said, before we get started, drop into your heart space. Let the dust physically, spiritually, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. And while you're doing that, I will say my own prayer to connect. So call in your guides and angels and loved ones, whoever you work with on the other side. I will do the same for me. So thank you, Archangel Michael, for surrounding me with a bubble and protection and light. Thank you for helping us facilitate this connection today with the Aquarius energies of sun, moon, or rising, or whoever comes across this reading. Thank you to my angel team. Thank you to the spirit team for helping us connect to the highest source of love, light, and truth, straight from source. And thank you for allowing me to articulate clearly to our audience things that they need to know, and that it'll be for their greatest benefit to hear these messages, and that it could resonate deep in their bones, deep in their souls. We really want to give them the message that they need to hear right now for the week of March 13th to 19th. All right, so okay, so they're just echoing kind of, they feel like they're echoing something that, like, I have pre-shuffled oracle cards here for you, Aquarius, and when I was shuffling those, they're kind of echoing what they were telling me before. So it seems like you want to be really sure of your path. Like, they're telling me, though, as if you kind of already know what your path is and where you're going, but they just want you, like you want to be doubly sure that this is where you're, like, where you're living, where you're going, where you're vibing. Like, is this the right path that I'm on? I feel like there's not too much confusion, but it's almost like I gotta be sure. Like, this is giving me the vibe that, like, it's almost like you're seeking confirmation for something that you already know, which I think is, like, what tarot and oracle readings are. This isn't, like, to offend anybody or anything. Like, I do this, too, often. But this is something that this is something that I think, you know, this is the energy of doubting yourself, and I think Spirit really wants to, not only, like, I mean, if you ask, you will receive. They want to assure you for sure. Like, they want to assure you, but they want you to be aware that your decision-making skills are ultimately, first of all, they're amazing, and they're letting you know that they're final. Like, whatever decision you made feels final, and they're abiding by that and respecting that, and they kind of want you to take away this inner turmoil a little bit. I'll show you the cards in here in a little bit. Let me finish pulling the spread because I can jump in immediately, but I also want to have enough hands to actually show you the cards. So that's fine. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, I think, so my ferrets have been sitting here for the past hour, and all of a sudden Spirit, like, I don't know, I'm getting a sense, like, to pay attention to one of them who's just kind of hanging halfway out of her bed, and she's really just chilling and sleeping and not really minding the world around her. And I really feel like, not that she's doing anything wrong, but for whatever reason, Spirit is kind of making this metaphor of, like, like, it's kind of like a stagnant, nappy, sleepy energy type of thing, type of vibe. Oh, and she's waking up now. Sorry, Near. But she's waking up, and she's shifting to a better position. And I think the only thing that you really need to shift in your energy at this time, like, I think Spirit's like, you're calm, you're cool, and you're collected, and you're good to go. But the only thing you really need to shift about this energy in you right now is, she's literally been hanging out of her bed for, like, a half hour. So the fact that she moved right when Spirit told me to look was actually pretty wild. But the only shift that you need to make in your energy is the confidence that you've made the right decision and that Spirit is on your side. that's going to shift your whole vibration, Aquarius. That's really going to set you on the path to move forward confidently and fully. You have Neptune. Your reality, okay, so Spirit immediately, before I get into this, Spirit says your reality is, like, the way that you perceive your reality is changing with every thought and belief that occurs. And I'm not saying, like, through your mind, this isn't to fear your thoughts or anything, but your beliefs are, like, your beliefs and the way that you think are creating your reality, and depending on how you create your reality is how much Spirit can help you. So if there are many blocks, and if you have kind of a few blocks to the, like, in, like, your faith, that, oh, Spirit can't really help me in what I'm doing, or, like, I can't possibly see how they can, there are, like, some blocks there that exist that Spirit kind of wants you to work on removing this week. And they want you to kind of be, so, like, they're telling me right now that they want you to be open to miracles and to recognize them when they occur, even if they're small, and actually start pointing them out and say, oh my gosh, thank you for this miracle, or oh my gosh, that's actually a pretty amazing miracle, thank you so much. Even if it's, like, something like, personally, I think it's a miracle. Like, I don't know very much about flowers, for instance, but the fact that, they're kind of giving me the image of something, like, when I was with my friend last night, he has this garden, and there's a daffodil, and it's like, what? It's super cold where I'm at, freezing, and it was, like, snowing and raining yesterday, and there were straight up daffodils coming out of the soil, 2 of them, and I'm just looking at them like, they are in full bloom. It's dark out here, it's cold, it's raining, it's snowing. Are you kidding me? Like, these things are resilient little, like, I mean, sorry. I'm going to try not to, like, get into the swearing too much. But I mean, like, this is how thrown off I was. I literally had to double check on my plant app, like, these are not daffodils. They cannot be daffodils. And they are, because there are daffodils that sprout in the cold and come up in the early winter. But it's wild, because he's been in that house for years, and he's never seen daffodils. He's never seen daffodils pop up. They just all of a sudden, something triggered them, and they went, boop, out. So I don't know. It's just, like, I feel like this is really Spirit showing, first of all, that they want to acknowledge your resilience. And they're also wanting you to acknowledge the miracles that are coming into your life, no matter how small, that they don't want your experiences in life to kind of mat your joy, if that makes sense. They don't want it to mud up your joy. And it's almost like opening up to this loving and spring-like vibration. They feel like they want you to be excited for spring and to welcome spring and to see it as a miracle. I'm not really sure why that's coming in, but it depends. You could be at any part of the world, but even if it's just acknowledging nature, but there is kind of a spring-like vibe, or coming into this new life, feeling supercharged, feeling excited for something new to come. That's kind of the energy that they want you to embrace right now. To expect miracles, and then when they happen, like, really just find joy in it. Anything that you think is cool or beautiful or cute, or just anything, it doesn't even have to be aesthetically pleasing, but anything that brings up kindness and love in your heart is just a miracle. I don't know. That's the miracle, and that is what you have to take notice of, because that's going to raise your vibration higher, and that's going to help Spirit, like, send you more miracles that way. So, and in Astro Dice, you have, what I was about to say was, you have Neptune, you have Virgo, and you have the 9th house. So in terms of, like, the Neptune, I feel like there are illusions here. Like, it's almost like there are illusions that there are some things at stake here. And I don't really feel like, they might be, like, there might be things at stake, but I feel like your illusion is making, like, the illusion, or, like, the perception that you have in your mind is making it worse than it actually is. It appears worse than it actually is. And the Virgo energy is requiring you, it's bringing kind of up this energy of self-care, or this need to balance things out, so that, like, it's almost like you feel the need to take care of it and to nurture something to get it back to a state of homeostasis, or back to a state of not being threatened anymore. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it is showing in terms of, like, your philosophy in life. So the 9th house indicates our philosophy, our views, like, our desire to learn more. It is our education house. I really feel like, in terms of this situation in particular, Spirit is calling to attention that something is at stake, or you view something as at stake, even though it may not be as, it might kind of present trouble, but at the same time, Spirit wants you to be optimistic about it, because when they present the Virgo energy, this feels like you want to nurture it. You want to take care of it to make sure that it like stays peaceful, that it stays okay, that it doesn't get hurt. This could be something with yourself. This could be something with something else that's happening in your life. But Spirit wants to reassure you that it's being nurtured and that it's safe. But it might also require some of your protection too, but just not. It's almost like if you take it too seriously, or if you take too much of that energy and put all of that focus into keeping it in a peaceful, loving, nurturing state, if you try your hardest to keep it well and evened out, it's going to drain you, and it's not really going to like make you head in the right direction, basically. And I feel like because it's in your reflected in your 9th house, it is very often how you see the world. If something's not perfect, if something's not taken care of, and if something's not completely and totally relaxed, it's something that you have immense fears about. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to make this. If this isn't the way that isn't the way that I want, then it's a risk. If I'm like, I don't know, $20 under my budget this month, oh my gosh, that's like the biggest problem in the world. When really you might be able to have a logical and easy solution for that. It's just an example coming to mind. It doesn't necessarily have to be with money, but that is something that Spirit is trying to call to your attention, that maybe there's a hyper focus on something that, yes, does require your attention, but it doesn't require as much attention as you think it does. But it's a part of your philosophy, and Spirit wants you to kind of work through that by trying to stay a little bit more optimistic about things and trying not to put so much fear energy into some of the things that you're trying to maintain in your life. So with that being said, let's actually get into your tarot, okay? We'll conclude channeled messages. So let's get into the tarot. 6 of Swords, you have Temperance, and you have the 5 of Wands here. With the 6 of Swords, Spirit is calling for you to move forward this week. This is something that you probably feel in your body. This is something you feel in your spirit, something that you're just trying to move towards this week. Moving out of rougher waters into calmer waters. This just feels like it. Spirit doesn't really call me to say moving out of rough waters. Some of you might be moving away from rough waters. I just feel like it's the simple act or the simple movement of going from point A to point B. This doesn't feel like anything big or drastic. It just feels like movement is important this week. With Temperance, there is something that needs to be balanced here. I just heard that your grades are due. So something about your school, like if you're in school or something, that could be very important for you. I mean, hey, I might be talking to college students or like high school students or something, but this is like something about grades being important and your grades are due. But there is like whatever I hear your term is like coming up, or like there's like a pivotal part in your term. I've actually, because it's March, it might be like around midterms time or whatever, or maybe it's already passed. I don't know. But I really do feel like for some of you, I don't know. I really just feel like this balance is going to be like the main focus or the main focal point this week. Not that you're going to be bad and not that you're going to be good. I just feel like we're constantly learning and striving for this balance. And I feel like that's something that is going to really be harping on you this week, because especially presented with the 5 of Wands, it feels like you might be struggling with this a little bit. There's some internal conflict that's being presented here in terms of wanting to take care of it, wanting to keep everything situated, and it's almost like you can't. It makes me feel like because you're constantly moving through this, you're constantly trying to keep your balance, it makes it hard. This is like I didn't realize I was doing this, but the sign language for rain, and like the way that I did it was like pounding rain in sign language. So like I feel like maybe you feel like you're in a storm, but you don't, like you're kind of like in a state of adrenaline, but you're not really in like a freak out, panicky type of mode, running around in circles, like, oh my God, like you are quite literally just like, okay, I have to get to my car. It's pounding rain. I have an umbrella. It's not really doing anything, but you're like, I gotta get to my car. Like, I feel like it's a little focused, but there's still a lot of internal conflict and turmoil here of trying to stay on top of everything. And you don't have to be in school, but this can be managing multiple things at once that you're trying. I feel like a car and kids, for whatever reason, is coming to mind. There's something about a car, and there's something about like an issue with car and trying to balance kids. There's something about like going to school. I just heard something about taking time off. So maybe that's important for some of you, or maybe you've been like ditching your effort to take time off, which is not actually good for you in the long run. So if that resonates with some of you, Spirit is definitely recommending like to plan some time off, or to plan some quiet time. some challenges here at this present moment. That's just like, it's just like a crazy chaotic energy of balance this week. Some challenges that are presented to you at this time: 8 of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the 10 of Swords here. So some challenges are letting things go that need to be kept quiet, or kept, I wouldn't say kept quiet, but like things that, you know, shouldn't really have your attention now are kind of monopolizing your mind at the moment. 8 of Wands is an issue with focus. It's an issue with trying to, like, you want to get things done and there's so much to do, but it's almost like you're focusing your attention on way too many things that is like beyond your, it's like beyond your efforts, or like your energy can only be put towards so many things this week. And I feel like you have a lot of the energy to do it with the Knight of Wands, but there's something some of you have a passionate endeavor, but you can't put time to this passionate endeavor. You have a lot of energy, but you're putting it all towards all of your obligations or the other things that need to be done. And it just feels like crazy chaotic. And Spirit is trying to, like, there's Spirit's coming through again, because like the main introduction to this reading was that, am I on the right path? Yes, pony boy, you're golden, is what Spirit is saying. Like, this unrest is kind of, it's like they said, it's unruly, but it will calm over time. But these are just kind of like one of those ebbs and flows in life that you just have to roll with, because the things that you're trying to manifest, like, things are going to rumble and shake before they calm down. There's something here about, like, they're showing me this image of an earthquake. So when there's an earthquake, the ground kind of splits, or there's some kind of the earth plates like split and like shake. Y'all, I don't actually know what happens with an earthquake. I learned this years ago in elementary school with the science, but there's something here about the plates of the earth shifting, and it's almost like that slight shift causes like a huge rumble in the earth, and that's what causes an earthquake. But they're showing me the image of what I learned as a child, and I feel like I'm not articulating it properly to the people who actually know how earthquakes happen. Sorry, very sorry, I apologize, but thank you for understanding while I continue this. But essentially, sticking with my metaphor here, the earth plates will shake, but the way that Spirit is showing it to me is there's quite literally this earthquake is causing a whole split in the ground, kind of like a dramatic movie. I don't want to say like Endgame, maybe one of the Marvel movies had this, but there was like a whole split in the ground, and they're showing me this split in the ground, but that it's necessary. And once everything calms, there's just the split. And Spirit is like, this is kind of like serving as one of the trials, but it's also serving as something necessary, because you won't move beyond these things until you deal with this. I just heard Spirit say something about a tattletale. I don't really know what that is. Also that it's necessary. I'm going to try to ignore, like, because there's like a bunch of stuff coming through and I don't really know what they mean. So I'm going to try to like not interpret too much of like some of the other stuff, because I'm not quite sure again what they mean. But it's almost like they're like, because I feel like I think Spirit is actually calling me a tattletale because like I'm giving a lot here in terms of like the earthquake, and like ultimately like the big picture here. I feel like Spirit's like, oh, you don't have to give them that much, but I kind of do, because I see it. I'm going to deliver it, and then we can move on. But I'm kind of getting cues from Spirit that this is something that's like not the most, like, it's not something you're focusing on, but just so you know the big picture, I'll graze over this then if that's the case. It feels like big picture moment, Aquarius, big picture moment is that the earth plates are shifting. There's going to be a split in the ground, and then that is actually important for long-term development, and that trials are ahead. That there are going to be things to uncover and things to discover is kind of what Spirit is coming through with. That is like a long-term thing though, and that's something that if you want to manifest your greatness, if you want to step into your destiny, or if you're stepping into your destiny already, Spirit is saying you're on your way and you're on the right track for that. And we don't have just one destiny. You can choose whatever destiny you want. But in terms of like your like makeshifting solutions in the present moment, Spirit is like, it's not perfect, but you're hodgepodge and shit, and it's amazing. Like you're doing great, is what Spirit is saying. You're doing amazing. 10 of Swords vibe says, like, especially in a challenging position, you're having trouble letting something go when it doesn't really serve your energy right now. It's too chaotic. Whatever you're thinking about, that's not really about the current situation, just drop it. I feel like there's this unnecessary defeatism attitude that you might feel like you have this week, Aquarius, and I feel like it's not something, again, it's just not something that serves you. Spirit says, I give you an honorable mention. I'm giving you an honorable mention. Like, you don't have to feel like you got first, second, or third place, but Spirit is saying that you might not feel like you're the best at your game right now. You might not feel like you're on top, but you will always be in the honorable mention when you do your best. You will always be there in the present. Like, you might not feel like you're on top, but you still earn something for being there. And it's not even like, that's not even Spirit saying you could do better. You are doing the best that you can, and you still earn a place up there. You still earn a place on the podium. So is what Spirit is saying. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like really just make way for those miracles by trying to like temper down like defeatist thoughts about like how you're handling this week, or like, oh, things are too chaotic, I'm not doing everything the right way, this isn't perfect, my balance is out of control, my life is out of control. Like, those are not the thoughts that Spirit wants you to say. They're saying something like, I am managing. So if you're saying things like, I am managing, I am overcoming, but a lot of it's just I am managing, and I'm doing this, like, it's almost like you're like switching off. They said just switch off the doubt and the icky talk. And that's going to help. It's like really hard to do. So I'm going to get into what's going to make your life easier, because that's kind of what Spirit is like. That's hard to turn off. It's hard for them. So what's going to make your life easier is Ace of Pentacles is being gifted an opportunity. This is actually like when I was saying the divine giving you miracles, but this isn't just in the form of seeing the beauty of spring, seeing the beauty of nature. This is also in the form of opportunities that you could receive. Financial opportunities, business opportunities. This is like the opportunity of like a new start or a new beginning to come in. And the Two of Pentacles is weighing the decision. We literally have Ace and Two. You're at the beginning of this journey. So I really get the feeling of Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but like not going through the actual Pentacles suits, like not going through the actual cards and experiencing those energies, but stepping up. So leveling up, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like, but I feel like this is kind of what makes me feel like it's right at the beginning, but you need to make a choice. What's going to make your life easier and the way forward for you right now is recognizing when you have that opportunity, recognizing the opportunity when you see it, really connecting with your intuition, letting Spirit be your guide, letting your own decision be your guide, letting your own choices be your guide. Really take that Chariot energy into account when you're making your decisions. Like, you take the reins here. Your life, it's your manifestation. So whatever you want, Spirit is on board with it. So just recognizing that Spirit is there for you. And that, look, with the Two of Pentacles, it's just making a choice of choosing to follow through with that and choosing to take that opportunity. It's really just as simple as that, Aquarius. Let's see what else you have here. Oh, you got this card too. I think all of like the fire signs got similar cards. All of the water signs got similar cards. Same thing with Earth. So it's interesting that I think I just did Libra. You have a similar vibe to Libra here, because we both got Leap. But Leap, you go first. The universe will catch you. Quite literally, take that chance on this new opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles here. Take that new chance. Take that new opportunity. Take that leap, because Spirit is here to catch you. Spirit is here to make sure that you're following those. Maybe you should go check out the Libra reading, because I talk a lot about this, about how interwoven Spirit is and the divine is with us. I'll have to do another video on it later, some kind of workshop or seminar or something with this. But essentially, it's just how interwoven Spirit actually is in our lives, and how much of an influence that we all have in this larger, like, this literally is, life is like an artistic painting, I guess. It's like an artistic painting. It's like a canvas. And the way that Spirit is drawing things into our life, like, it's all coming together with like our decisions too. It's not me and Spirit. It's us. Like, that's how interconnected things are. So when things are being aligned, people get inspiration, ideas. We all have our own choices, and all of the things that we do are like, we have free will, we have autonomy, but the divine sometimes inspires ideas and certain things into us to either shift us to the left or shift us to the right. Or like, that could be clearing the way for somebody else. That could be in the highest good for ourselves. Like, it's in the highest good for everybody when Spirit divinely inspires everyone like that to make decisions. Like, I'm not going to get into it here. I'll share it later. Just the story of, again, like 2 hours of just me being completely open to Spirit and recognizing just how much they were running around up there and just how much of an influence they had in life. So really trusting that they're doing that, and really trusting that they're helping you with that. Mirror, who or what is triggering you at this time? So when you feel like you really don't have it under control and you really feel like you have balancing issues, like, yes, there's a lot going on, but really taking the time to sit in that stillness, I think, is going to be hard with this card. But during sometime this week, really just stopping and being in your energy for a moment and saying, why am I freaking out? Because you have it under control. You've been doing the thing. You're doing the thing. Like, you're succeeding at the thing. It might seem pressured, and you might, but I hear Spirit just said, like, you're being successful. You know you're being successful. You are crossing things off your to-do list. You are managing and getting things together. And that in itself is a huge beauty. That in itself is, like, the greatest thing here. So really taking the time to consider why is my energy so scattered? Why do I feel all over the place? Why do I feel like I don't have it together? Like, I know I'm on the right path, but why do I feel like I'm not? Not like the path to alignment does not always feel good. It's not going to be easy. So that's how you know you're on the right. I'm not going to say that's how you know you're on the right track, because, like, you know, when it's hard, it's not always going to be hard. But you will have moments like this where you seem scatterbrained, where you seem like, even if you're not scatterbrained, like when you are just so inundated with energy that you don't know what to do with it all. Spirit just said, hush, hush, shh. Listen to the leaves rustle with the wind of the trees. I'm living in a part of the world where there are no leaves on the trees, but that's what Spirit is telling me to say. Listen to the birds in the sky, and listen to the wind blow past the shutters on your window. Listen to it blow over the houses, over the different shelters, over the huts, over the trees and the branches, and watch either the squirrels, the chipmunks, the foxes, whatever you have. If you have nature around, go out and look. Even if it's just the sky and watching the clouds shape and shift, that's going to do so much for your energy right now. And this isn't a classic be in nature type of vibe. This is finding that stillness and focusing on the greater world outside of yourself. I just heard someone say, I'm not going to do that. I don't have time. Amanda, are you crazy? No. Trust is all I'm going to say. I could channel some other things to benefit the people who don't want to do that. But I don't know. I just feel like that's what your soul really needs. And I mean, you be the judge of that. It's your intuition. It's your body, your mind, your energy, your space. You decide what you want to do with it. But that is my gift to you, my knowledge to you. You also have chop wood. Chop wood is actually just clearing mundane tasks out of the way, doing things that are mundane but necessary in everyday life. So just using that week, that energy is like the time to clear it up. Also, peace. Spirit wants you to really embrace this energy of peace. They just said today. Embrace this energy of peace today. Not this week. Don't put it off. I'm not saying like on the 19th at the end of this week, embrace peace. No, they said embrace peace today. Embrace peace now. You have the opportunity to be peace, and you have the capabilities within you to be peace and to let things settle and to leave the drama and all the external things that you don't need to worry about alone, and really choosing to trust in Spirit and to trust in yourself that you can actually handle it and that you're capable and that you are able to achieve this. But you also have adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. Again, this isn't going to last forever. You have the ability and the capabilities of adapting to your current conditions and then growing beyond that, becoming more resilient for the future. I mean, I hate to say it like that because, again, we don't want to be told, why do I always have to be strong and, like, learn my resilience and all that stuff. And I mean, like, it's going to happen. There are trials and challenges in life. I don't think we would know life as it is right now without these challenges. If it were easy, then I don't think we would learn and grow, and I don't think it would be fun for us. Trust me, I know. They're like, Amanda, I'm not having fun. I know you're not having fun. But I think when you look back on it, it's training your sense of peace. That's what I've come to learn about all of my stressors. Trust me, I've balanced 3 jobs, and you know, it's tough, you know. And I mean, work and school, I've been doing it for a decade. So I understand, the need for silence, the need for peace. And peace is always a thing that we have to cultivate within ourselves, not around ourselves. So keep that in mind, Aquarius, as you move forward. Thank you, Spirit, for showing us on the angel dice anything else that we need Aquarius to know before we let them go for this week. 747, pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. This is a time for you to fly high, so spread your wings and express everything you need to express in order to be free. Angels are flying with you and want to be part of your bigger picture. One more time, this is a time for you to fly high, so spread your wings and express everything you need to express in order to be free. Angels are flying with you and want to be part of your bigger picture. And again, that just kind of goes with take flight. With the leap card, Spirit will catch you. You go first, Spirit will catch you. It really does feel like you're taking flight and flying. So I feel very unsettled, Aquarius, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I had told you that my gift to you was to go out in nature. And I feel very unsettled because I said I was just going to leave it at that, but it's like coming back to me. So let me say once more, for those of you who don't want to have that moment of stillness or that moment of silence, I feel like a lot of you resonate with the moment of stillness and silence. For some of you, I heard just now, I'm asking Spirit for something else. They said, just nap. Just nap. Sometimes that's what you need, is to just nap. I think that might be it. I kind of wanted, my own tidbit was to also like reflect in a journal as well, to like sort through why your fears are present. I always think doing that work is important, but if you feel so over encumbered at the present moment, then it's probably not a good idea to add that to your list of stuff to do. But that is an opportunity should you find the space and the time for it. But with that being said, Aquarius, I just wanted to make sure that you got like what you needed from this. But thank you so much, Aquarius, for tuning in. Thank you for allowing me to read your energy, and thank you to your angels and guides for letting me connect with your energy. But yeah, I don't know. I love you. I appreciate you. If you resonated in any way, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. And I just wanted to say, like, I'm really sorry for the slip up. I really should have, like, I wanted to follow my intuition. I always try to make sure that I'm being authentic with you guys. And I don't know. I was just like, you know what? Like, no. So I will always try to give you things, or if I miss something, then I'll try to leave it and pin it in the comments below. I don't ever want to make someone feel like they're not getting what they need from my reading. And like, I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part in delivering the message. So thank you for being understanding. Thank you for being here. Love you, love you, love you. And I'll see you next time.